rolling. It's Melissa with Sincerely Creative Mom. We're going to make a super cute, simple pancake wreath for Easter with a super cute egg shape, which I love. You know, I've used this sign now for several years. It hasn't seemed to change, but it's so cute. It's super, super cute. So come on in, let us know where you're watching from. If you can hear us, see us, let us know if you're brand spanking new, because if you're brand spanking new, we will do our very best to make sure we welcome you quickly. Even if you're watching the replay, try to go back. Hey Nancy. So let me tell you what your kit comes with. Your kit comes with the sign. It comes with the pancake wreath frame. It comes with 2 zip tie mounts. It comes with a full roll of mesh, which I already have pre-cut and ready for us to go, so you don't have to sit through and watch me do that. So that's already pre-cut. And then it comes with your ribbons for your tails. I'm going to show you how you can indicate and know. Hey Laura, you are catching me live. Your ribbon tails, first of all, this is the same for all of our kits, okay? On the listing, which you go to learnfrommelissa.com, right at the top it'll be wreath kits. That's where you go for to purchase. That'll bring you to the album where we have any of the kits that are available. And on the listing where you purchase, it'll say 2.5-inch white ribbon with multicolored Easter eggs for the tails. 2.5-inch multicolor plaid for the tail. So that's the one way you'll be able to see. Hey Bridget. That's the one way you'll be able to know that that's for the ribbon tails. And then the other thing is your ribbon comes like this. So the ribbon that has 4 or 5, this one has 5, 4 or 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is for the bow, okay? So depending on what shape our sign is, depends on how much ribbon I give you for the bow. So just so you know, the way you count for the ribbon tails is it's 12, okay? It comes to you just like this, but there'll be 12 strips instead of 4 or 5. So those are the 2 ways you know which is which, okay? So don't be cutting your ribbon before you know which one is for, which one's for your tails. Hey Edna, hi Tammy, good morning. Good morning. I have a full day today, so we are getting started a little bit early. So good morning. Also, if you are part of the Misfits group or the group, the group that sends the folks over at the workshop food during our workshops, thank you very much. I really, truly appreciate it. I was thinking about it again today. I wasn't the only one eating the vegetables, which I thought when it first arrived, everyone was. So it was really nice to have that support. I really appreciate it. I do meal prep Monday instead of the weekend. So I enjoy the weekend, and then we do meal prep Monday. And I was thinking about that. I did not make it to the parade. During the last live, I talked all about it. There was a miscommunication, but it's fine. We still spent the day with everyone, which is fine. Okay, so I'm going to start our sign first. Watching from Illinois, welcome Bridget. Welcome, good morning from Northwest Ohio. I'll love you anyways. I'm from Michigan. I'll love you anyways, Cindy. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. Okay, we're going to start. These are, again, this is a kit. A lot of you at the last round of kits that came out were asking for more Easter kits. We do have this last one. The other signs that I have left, I'm going to try to get together an in-person class coming up in the next week or so. So we'll see how that goes. Oh my goodness, they do. Oh my gosh, they're. Joyce said, I'm actually in Joann's buying some pre-lit garlands. And a swag or 2 with some florals at 80% off. Whoa! That's a really good. Man, that went quick. Ours, when that last time I was in there, was just at 40%. All right, I'm sorry. Let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is prep our sign. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to prep our sign because I'd like to get this secured and done so that it is dried and ready to go. I'm going to practice what I preach, okay? Practice what I preach. Except in some situations. In this situation, your kit comes with the zip tie mounts. I prefer, personally, in which I will continue to do, I prefer to use wire and staple them in, just because I think it's it's secured better, okay? I can't assume that you have a staple gun, so I do include these with your kit. They do work just fine. Just make sure you're taking the extra steps. Extra steps are this. Hey everyone, hi Susan. Oh, Susan, that's funny you say that. My Uncle Larry always calls me Sweet Melissa. He said there's a song and he always sings it. Okay, so you're gonna peel these off. I would prefer if you add a little bit of super glue, okay? Peel this whole thing off, add a little bit of super glue, stick it on. Boom. Same thing, add a little super glue, stick it on. It would be even greater, is that a word? It is. Yes. It'd be even greater if you then took your trusty little glue gun and like caulked the edges and on the zip tie so that it was gonna for sure coming off. Cheryl, I was thinking about you the other morning. How are you, dear? I came home on late Saturday night and my husband made pancakes for the kids on Saturday in the morning, and Sunday when we got up the kids wanted more pancakes, and I was like, we need some of those Montana pancakes. I'm going to contact Cheryl, see if I can send her some money and we can have them shipped. Okay, so I would like kind of caulk it, right? So that it's an extra layer of security that you don't have to worry about. Good morning. It's early. I know for some of you it's really early. I am not going to use these. I'm going to use some staples. Your sign is not quite 1/4 of an inch, and the staples are 1/4 of an inch. So I'm using the back of a ribbon spool. I'm going to get up and grab some wire. It's right here. Don't go anywhere. It's right here. I'm going to grab some wire. I always lie to you, not on purpose. I'm so sorry. I always lie to you on accident because my memory stinks, okay? I keep telling you guys these are 18 gauge. They are not. It's 24 gauge, okay? 24 gauge wires that I'm using, 24 gauge. This is 18, which is like big time, right? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, awesome, Cheryl. They were so good. The kids loved them. Just text me and then I'll Venmo you. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I would prefer that's what you do also, but it's up to you. Cindy, the sign is part of a kit. We have this kit available. It's in our shop. It's all together. It's not sold individually or separately. I buy them from my supplier in bulk. Okay, so I'm going to add those two little pieces there. And I'm going to add my staples. I haven't made a door hanger with a sign extender for a while because there's actually a reason. Because my other staple gun that I was using to add in the longer staples does not work anymore. And I thought I bought a remote one, not a remote, an electric one, and I can't seem to find it. Yes, you can order this kit. If you go to learnfrommelissa.com, please, you guys do it this way so that I can save on the Etsy fees. Please go to learnfrommelissa.com and the wreath kit section is right there at the top. I appreciate you doing that. It saves me like another couple of bucks, which is really nice. But you go to learnfrommelissa.com and the wreath kit button is right at the top. Okay, so we have a super cute sign. It does say Happy Easter. I know it's backwards for you. I am recording above so that this ends up going over on our YouTube as well for the kits. So that's prepped and I can set that out of the way. Again, I already pre-cut our ribbon, mesh, 20 inches long. Speaking of mesh, you guys have always asked me for my favorite suppliers, where I get this, where I get that, where I buy wholesale, what does this mean, what does pusher mean, what does jute mesh mean, blah, 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 all those things. So I had a conversation with someone a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking about my business, and I said a couple of things, and they're like, well, why are you doing this? Well, why are you doing that? Well, why don't you do this? Well, what about this? And so I started working on a Wreath Maker's Complete Guide. Let me tell you what the table of contents are, just so that you know. It's coming, it should be done before the end of this week. Okay, so just keep this in mind. It's an ebook. I've considered, I don't know if y'all want this, but I've considered doing a 1-day, like 2-hour class that goes with it, or just the ebook. The ebook is obviously self-explanatory, or we can go through it together. It would be, thank you very much, Carrie, learnfrommelissa.com. I appreciate that very much, dear. Thank you very much. Anyway, let me talk through the table of contents. This is just briefly what I had started. It's the titles, I think the title is going to be Wreath Maker's Complete Guide. The complete part has me putting in probably way too many details. It's going to be super long, but nonetheless, it'll be something you can print and you can have and you can keep. So the first is getting started, what you need, not what you need like at the end of the year to do everything. It does include everything, but this isn't like what you need, all of everything, like to get started, but getting started, what you need, and then there's the extra list of the extras. The must-have tools for every wreath maker. My favorite suppliers and retailers. Notice I didn't say all, because I think I would take up 5 pages with all. But my favorite, there is a good list there, my favorite retailers and suppliers. Understanding wreath making terminology. For example, if I said to you, check fabric mesh, what is it? What can you use it for? What's it good for? What's it best for? Is it a good frayer? Is it not a good frayer? All those things, okay? Remember I said complete, the complete part's going to drive me nuts. Budgeting, start smart, grow big. Okay, so we're going to give a couple of scenarios. If you're just starting, start smart, grow big. Okay, just to kind of put that in your mind. Marketing and selling your wreaths. We're going to briefly touch on pricing. This is not a complete class on pricing. We're going to briefly touch on pricing, different social media platforms, what they could be good for, that kind of thing, and then a selling timeline, what that could look like in person, what that could look like at craft shows, what that could look like online. We're going to go through all the different scenarios, and then growing and scaling your business in my eyes. So just know that that is coming. It is set out to be an ebook, but if you would prefer and like me to add a class to it, just a 1 day, just a simple class, just to review it and go over it live, then let me know in the comments. Let me know. All right. So that is coming up hopefully before the end of this week, because my kids start spring break next week. It's going to be so fun. All right. So we have our sign prepped. We're going to add our pipe cleaners. Does that sound like it's helpful, informational for y'all? Yes? Good. Okay, good. All right. I'm going to add my pipe cleaners. This is for the kit that's available. It'll also, the book will also have coupons. It'll have coupons for my previous classes. It'll have coupons for my future kits. So it'll have some opportunities for you to save as well. I add in my pipe cleaners to every single hole and notch combination. Hole and notch combination. This is a kit. It's available in our shop right now. Sounds very helpful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys always ask where, when, how, what's this mean? I'm going to put it all in one spot for you. As many things as I can think of. Hey, Brandy. Good morning. Hi, Melissa. Good morning. I had a rough start to my morning. Had to have Aaron take the kids to school, which was a fiasco and a chaos in itself, but we're going. How do your kids ever go to school? I know. I was gonna say they go to school every day, but then I realized what you're talking about. Yeah, there's always a break, a release early, a half a day, a 2-day break, a holiday. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, thank you very much. You guys are you saw me over it when I was live on Deco Exchange. You saw a little bit more of me, of my person, and you guys were all so very sweet. I really, really, truly appreciate it. Oh, Melissa, I have a really cool ebook coming out. Excuse me. A complete guide, a wreath maker's complete guide. Now, not like exactly how you set up your business, exactly. No, not business stuff. I'm going to leave that to Damon. I have trouble committing to getting a business started. The book may help. Now, listen. Know this. Find comfort in this, if you will. Getting started is the hardest part. Once you're going, you're going. I talk about that actually in the book. You'll see. I talk about it in the book. Once you're going, you're going. The hardest part is getting started. Okay? All right. I'm pinching. I'm putting right down in. Right down in. I'm going to work on the outside layer first. Also, I have some really cute Easter things. Please make sure you're on our newsletter list, because some I will not be doing live here. They will be recorded and uploaded either on our YouTube or in another spot. So it's not always going to be public. They'll be free. Some of them will be free. But make sure you're on our newsletter so that you get the notifications, okay? Because I have some really cute, good morning, Brenda. I have some really cute things for Easter that I want to show you and make for you. The hardest part is getting started. It truly, or not even getting started. I'm just going to continue to say the hardest part is doing the next thing. And then once you do it, you're like, okay, I got it. I'm going to learn this. I'm going to learn that. How do you think all of us learned? We didn't just know. We didn't just know. Like all the stuff that's in that book, I had to take a long time to figure out on my own. Different people, learning from different things, all the different stuff. The guide is going to be very helpful, but you are the one that has to get started. Hey, good morning, Karen. Right? You're the one that has to get started. And I'll tell you, this is a known thing. If you've sold something already, if you've made a profit already, in the eyes of our sweet, sweet, sweet IRS, you are a business. So keep that in mind. The commitment to start is very hard. Now I'm coming along. See? It is the starting part is the hardest. Once you start, you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Okay, I figured that out. That wasn't so bad. There's a guide in there on shipping. There is a guide. The book is going to be as complete. If it can't answer your question, it's going to tell you exactly where to go to get your question answered. So it'll be a complete guide. And then if y'all have more questions that are not in the book, and I feel like it is ebook, not worthy, but appropriate, and where it doesn't need a way more additional, then I can always add it. And then as I add things to the book, I'll just update it in the website so you'll always have access to it. Okie dokie. I know. I've sold many, but my purchase... Okay, that is the same for a lot. And I'll also remind you, starting a business isn't cheap. Okay, it isn't cheap. Just to give you an example, when I opened my gyms, my first gym, we invested $80,000 up front before we made a dollar. There wasn't any choice. There wasn't. It was 86, I think. So, you know, you have to learn the business. You have to learn how to sell. But sometimes that upfront cost, and there's in the budget section, there's different levels. This obviously isn't $80,000, at least not in the beginning. It could get up there. Yeah. See? Okay, so we added our first layer of mesh. Again, this is a kit. This is a kit. You can go to learnfrommelissa.com and find the kit, the link for the kit. We put our first layer of mesh in. The mesh was 20 inches. 20 inches. Okay? Then we're going to add our ribbon tails. We have, now I told you exactly how to indicate what your ribbon tails are at the beginning of this video, so make sure you watch that if you purchase the kit. We have our cute ribbon on the top and our supporter ribbon on the bottom. Of course, I'm a plaid lover, so plaid is always my favorite, but I'm going to put these cute little Easter eggs on the top. And I'm going to line them up. They are 14 inches, again, one more time, 14 inches. And I did dovetail the end. So I folded it in half, cut on the fold up towards the edge to make a really pretty V shape. Okay? Mesh is 20 inches, ribbons are 14. You guys like early morning lives? Man, I feel like I'm most awake right now. Okay, scrunch up the center. How many layers at the bottom? We have one layer at the bottom, and when we're done with this layer, we're going to put another layer in the top. Okay, so there'll be 2 layers total. So I'm just putting those ribbons in, scrunching them up. Everything faces out towards me so that all those edges are coming out off the edge of that ribbon. We'll fluff them out in just a minute. Scrunch up, out, face it towards me so that all those edges come right off the edge, or off the edge of the mesh. All those little pointy V's come right off the edge. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Scrunch, 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 coming off the edge. Don't leave them like that, okay? We have 2 ribbons there. We paid for 2 ribbons. Let's make sure we see 2 ribbons, all right? Hey, is that Maria? Hi, Maria. Love early morning. I was gonna go live last night. I was all during the day. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go live. And then we had game time and the kids and homework and school project, and then it got to the time when it was, you know, we stayed up a little bit later than normal, and then I was like, crash. Oh, thank you, Georgine. Thank you very much. Hey, I gotta get new glasses. I'm like this. Can't see. Glasses are so expensive. Alright. I wonder if I could still use my same frames. How would they do that? Could they do that? Could they use my same frames? So I don't have to buy new frames? It's the expensive part. Okay, I'm going to go through and cut off the excess here, because I just don't need it, don't want them. Don't forget, for those of you who I lied to so many times, I'm so sorry. That wire that we used on the sign is 24 gauge. I don't know what package I was looking at, telling myself that it was 18. I'm so sorry. So sorry. It was a safe trip home, but on the plane, I was scared. I wasn't even scared the whole time. I wasn't scared taking off. I wasn't scared the whole time. About an hour before we landed. Was not fun. Okay, I'm going to push this down. I'm going to squash it, squish it, crunch it, compact it, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to lift this up and lift it side to side. So I'm lifting it up and down to apart, take it apart from each other so that they're not scrunched together, so that when I move it, it stays where I want it to be moved. This egg ribbon is darling. It's so, so cute. Hey. There will be links to, in the ebook, there will be links to all the things. Things I get on Amazon, things I get other places, like staples that I get other places. I just thought of another place that I need to add. It's going to be super good. And then it'll just be available all the time. Does it matter the color of the pipe cleaner? Honestly, Donna, it doesn't. It only matters, here's when it matters. This is all going to be covered up. I could put black here and you would not know, okay? Because the next layer will go completely on top of it, and the next layer of mesh, and then the layer of ribbons will come over. You will not see this at all. I saw you Deco Tunes Workshop. I love your designs. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Is your mat sold out on? I got this one at Walmart. The only time the pipe cleaner will matter is on the inside. If my sign doesn't cover, my sign and my bow, if they don't cover all the pipe cleaners, then having a black or neon green, right, or purple, dark purple pipe cleaner might look out of place. So in other words, I'm going to cover these, hopefully these 4 with my sign, and then these 2 are the only things I have left to like mingle with, and hopefully my bow will cover those. If not, they would be exposed. So that's the only thing you'd have to work with. Flying is, I felt fine. Like I said, I've flown a bajillion times. I'm comfortable on a plane, just the drops. It was in pretty bad weather, so it was going to make me a little nervous. All right, we're going to go straight up again. Scrunch, 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 scrunch. And then we're going to go straight on top, right up and down, straight on top. Again, this is a kit, a full kit. So the pipe cleaners, the frame, the mesh, the ribbons, the sign, and the ribbons for your bow are all included. Plus, I am recording above head, so if you can't see well from where you're seeing right now, I am recording above head, and it will be uploaded to our YouTube wreath kit section. Ribbons are 14 inches, so 20 inches on the mesh, 20 inches on the mesh, 14 inches on the ribbons. And that is my standard pancake wreath recipe. Standard pancake wreath recipe. The size of the bow varies only depending on the size of my sign, the placement and size of my sign. Okay, so my mesh is going straight over on top. Got my pipe cleaners out ready for me. I'm just going to keep scrunch, 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 all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Also, there are some mystery kits available, which I hand picked out yesterday for several hours. There's all holidays and themes, okay? So there's some fall, there's some Christmas, there's some winter, there's some Easter, it's a variety. So you don't know what you're going to get. It's going to follow the same pattern here. And when you purchase, the system will charge you shipping for both. We will refund the excess shipping when we ship it out to you. I hate to fly. How? Have to medicate and drink. Yes. Question, do you florals by season or color? Color. I didn't see that whole question, but I think you asked how I store my florals. I store them by color. Well, by color and by season. So I have a fall section, I have a Christmas section, I have all pink, all yellow, all blue, all purple. So kind of a little bit of both. The mesh is 20 inches and the ribbons are 14. You can purchase this in a full kit in our shop if you go over to learnfrommelissa.com. Also, I would please use that specific link because it helps me save on Etsy fees when you use that specific link. Okay. Mesh is 20, ribbons are 14. Okay. All right, so we have our second layer of mesh on. We're going to add our second layer of ribbons. How many places in the inside and outside? So the wreath frame itself tells you exactly what to do. So it has holes exactly where you have to put your pieces. There's 12. 6 on the inside, 6 on the outside. So you don't have to, with our frame, you don't have to measure, you don't have to think about it, you don't have to guess, you don't have to nothing. The frame does all the work for you. You can buy the frame separate. Again, if you go over to learnfrommelissa.com, there is a link there specifically just for the actual frame. The mesh is not cut in the kit. You do have to cut the mesh. You do have to cut the mesh and you do have to cut the ribbon tails. So the mesh comes to you in a full roll. If you cut 12 pieces at 20 inches, you'll use 2/3 of the roll and you'll have a third left. Do you use each hole in the pancake frame for the mesh? I'll turn over just a second. The answer is yes, where there's a hole and a notch combination, because there are some extra holes in there just for you to help like attach your sign if you need it or attach your bow if you need it. But wherever there's a hole and a notch combination, that's exactly where you put your piece. I ordered a mystery box for the first time. Awesome. Well, I hand-picked them all yesterday myself. Took me, I don't even know how many hours. I think I have 13 available. I had 13 available. 15. I think I had 15 available. I don't remember. That, and so when you're buying two, like if you buy mystery and the Easter, they'll come shipped together. You'll pay shipping for both boxes, but when we ship it, we'll refund the difference. Why don't I get notifications when you go live? I'm not sure. That is all up to Facebook. But if you do type in the exclamation point in the word notify, Facebook should send you notifications. If you're not getting them, I don't even know, we can't control it. It's all Facebook. I do need to get into the habit of sending a newsletter when I'm going to be live and just say, hey, I can't do a schedule other than creative coaching for Thursday nights because my days with my uncle and the kids, it always changes. Okay? but I should get into the schedule, into the habit of sending a newsletter when I'm going to be live. I can't send a text because every time I send a text, it's like $300. And that's not exaggerating. That's actual cost. That's way beyond my budget. I don't even, that's a no. So, yes, there you go. Exclamation point in the word notify, just like Sandra. All one word, exclamation in the word notify. So like, for example, for when we had the kit available, I sent a newsletter to our people on our list saying we had kits available. So they were able to shop first. This is so, I love the plaid. This is so cute. I mean, I love the eggs too, but I love the plaid. I am going to make the bow using the Easy Bow Maker. Just because it's easier for my hands. But if you're making it by hand, you would follow the same steps. Okay? So far, no sign yet. So far we have the ribbons and the mesh, nice and thin, super cute. I don't do lives on YouTube, but I do upload on YouTube. Okay, so we have our sign. Gonna go and hide. We're gonna hide 4. We're gonna get it so that it hides 4, and we're gonna make our bow to come right up here and kind of have the tails fall down this way. Yes? Did you see the live I did the other day with all the tulips? Yeah, see, Clara, I don't know how that works. Okay, all right, I'm gonna start with my polka dots. If you go to learn, it could be sold out. If you go to learnfrommelissa.com, let me see if it's sold out. No, let me see. It's still there. Learn from, oops, can't spell. FROMMELISSA.com. Learnfrommelissa.com. Okay, so if I go to learnfrommelissa.com, right at the top, I know it's backwards, but right at the top it says wreath kits available. If I click there, it'll bring you right to my section where the kits are available. Okay, learnfrommelissa.com. MELISSA. Learnfrommelissa.com. It's pinned down here from Carrie, and it's also linked from me also, so you have them in both spots. Alrighty, all right, we're going to start with our polka dot on the bottom. I'm going to go with about a 12-inch, I'm going to go with a 12-inch tail. So a 12-inch tail, and then we're going to start with 6-inch, no, I'm going to start with 5-inch loops. So I have 5.5, and I'm going to pinch, kind of pull that apart there, twist and loop, pinch, twist and loop, pinch, twist. Do I have enough for another loop? No. Tail. Okay, I always do 3. I was just checking. So 2 tails on one side with 1 loop and 2 loops on the other side. Okay. Then we'll pull all the tails down to one side, and we'll work from there. Then I'm going to go with the 2.5 inch, the plaid with the bunnies. The plaid with the bunnies. I'm going to start with my tail coming down. So let's go like 12, let's go 13, 12 or 13 inches. And then we're going to make the next loop. So the last one was 5, 5.5, or 5 3/4, whichever it was. And I'm going to make this one just a little bit smaller. Okay? Pinch. Pull that apart. Twist. Loop. Making sure it's about the same. Pinch. Twist. Loop. Now, the last one, if I bring it down, that tail is going to be upside down, and it'll make me absolutely twitch. So I'm going to simply, I'm going to do the same thing with another one. I'm going to cut it off. It's fine. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. I'm going to put it in so that the tails go opposite. Okay, so the 2 loops are over here. My 2 loops are going to be over here. And then I'm going to add my other tail right there on the top also, so that it's going the same way. And actually, I'm sorry, it's going the right way. Actually, I'm going to add the tail on this side because I'm going to pull them down, right? And they're going to, I want to pull them down. So why would I put it over here, right? I just need it to go, I want it to go the right way. So I'm going to pull that down. I'm going to leave it long for just a second. We're going to go in with our yellow. Good morning. We're going to go in with our yellow. Same thing. About a 13 inch, 12, 13 inch tail. Making our loops again a little bit smaller. Bringing in that bright yellow. Having a little bit of fun there. Hey Marlena. Marlena, I saw a picture of you. I don't even know where, or maybe I just saw your profile picture. I love that it is, it's you in front of the Blue Water Bridge. I love that. From when you were at Halloween. That's so sweet. Okay, my 2 loops are over here, so I'm going to go 2 loops over here. And then my last ribbon, also the bunnies, or a different bunny. I'm going to take the ribbon, start with my, what am I going to do? I'm going to put it in the back. Or I'm going to start with my tail. Okay. My one little loop is about 3 inches. It's going to be on the top about 3 inches. Pinch, 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 pinch. Pull it apart. Twist. And now I still have 3 loops. Okay, I still have 3 loops. That first loop was just to hide our pipe cleaner. Pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, and well, I don't need a twist because I need to take it off there because again, it ends up coming down upside down. Don't want that. I'm going to take it off. I'm actually going to put it first. I'm going to put it in there first because that way it won't be on the top, right? I'll go this way. Yeah. This way and then this way. So I just made sure where the 2 loops were, it was opposite. Okay? All right. Then, oopsie. Then I'm going to take the whole thing off. No, it won't come out. Make sure it won't come out. Make sure your zip tie or your pipe cleaner is tight. I've never had one of the loose ones come out ever. Make sure it's about at least a 1/2 inch on the other side, right? So if I lifted up this side of the ribbon, I would see it. But when you put your bow all together, you don't see it. It's fine. Just make sure it's nice and tight. That's why I don't put them in kits, but you'll see me when I'm making bows for my own. I do add a zip tie just to be extra. Okay, then, oh, thank you, Debbie. Thank you. Then I'm going to lift that straight up, okay? Straight up, kind of wiggle it back and forth. It's going to hide my pipe cleaner. I'm holding on to the bottom, and I'm going to bring all those ribbon tails to one side. Make sure my loops stay up, but I'm going to bring all my ribbon tails to one side. So bring them all down. Now I'm right-handed, so you might bring it the other way. It does not matter, it's fine. Just making sure that your ribbon tails, obviously the ones that we just made sure that we're going the right direction to see, make sure those are going in the right direction, right? Okay, then, again, don't forget this is a kit. It's available inside our shop. It comes with all the pieces you need, the ribbons, the sign, the frame, the mesh, the video, either this video that you're watching, or there's also a video going above head, which will be uploaded to our YouTube. Now, these are not the same exact length. I'm doing that on purpose, just because I like them to be maybe a little bit different. Maybe a little here, a little there, a little longer. It's the way I like it. You can make them all exactly the same if you wish. It's up to you. It's your wreath, right? Okay, then I'm going to spread them out so that I keep a pattern going. So I want to see those polka dots, and then in between I want to see the bunnies. I want to see the, oops, I put them in backwards. It's okay. Either way, I put the yellow in the same way I put the plaid bunnies. It's all right though. See, I'm just not overlapping them. One isn't going exactly on the other, right? I'm gonna make sure my bunnies come up in between my two polka dots and then come down. And I'm gonna bring my yellow all the way up over here. I'm in charge of the ribbon, so it's going to go where I want it to go. Okay. I'm in charge of the ribbon. It's going to go where I want it to go. Perfection. Sweet, sweet bow. Really simple. Okay, so I'm going to place these two together and kind of see where I want them to be before I secure them. So I want to make sure that Happy Easter is seen. Perfection. So I got the bow up a little bit further than the egg, just a little tiny bit. That is a good spot. Okay, let's get that sign attached. I'm going to go straight down in. Everything makes sense? Nice and early today. In so I can leave the house and get some things done. Pick up the kids, start the rest of the second part of the day. Okay, I'm just wiring this on so that the sign is attached. I'm going to turn it over. Now, for those of you who purchased the kit, you'll be taking your pipe cleaners and going through. I will say, this is the hardest part. Getting the pipe cleaners through that mesh is the hardest part. That part will make you want to twitch a little bit. Just because the pipe cleaner is too really thin wires that are like wound together. And when you try to put them through a woven material, it always catches, and it drives me insane. Thank you. Okay, let me flip that over. Go nice and tight. Twist, 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 twist. So the back looks nice and clean. Again, you have the frame that does all the work for you, that just automatically tells you where to put your pieces, where to put your ties, your pipe cleaners. Wherever there's a hole and a notch, see how my finger kind of goes in there? Hole and a notch combination. There's 12 spots you'll be doing that. Question, why don't you take the kids, why don't the kids take a bus? Because they don't go to the school in where we live. Otherwise they would. Otherwise they totally would. I do have one sticking out here that was just kind of, you guys, mesh frays. It's a woven material and you cut it. It's gonna fray. That's gonna happen. Okay, going in to add our bow, which is a pipe cleaner. So here's where you get to watch me squirm a little bit. Figure it out where I want it to go. I am, in this case, moving the ribbons out of the way so that I can get to the spot where I need to be to get the pipe cleaners in. So I'm just shifting them a little bit so that I can get them in. And I'm just going right through all that mesh. Hey, Cindy. This is the part that I don't care how much medicine I take, it still makes me twitch. All right, I'm going to show you what those extra holes can be for right now, okay? So even though I did have enough room with my pipe cleaner, I'm going to show you. So let's say your pipe cleaner wasn't long enough and you couldn't get it around the whole entire frame, okay? Let's just say. So what you can do is those extra holes, see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's extra holes. You know that they're extra because there isn't a notch that goes with it. So you know that's not where you're supposed to put your pipe cleaner to attach all the stuff. But let's say my pipe cleaner was not long enough to go that extra distance, or let's say this wasn't long enough and I had to come on the other side. That's just one extra little hole where you can use to attach your sign or your bow or whatever you need, okay? Slide that down in there, and I just crushed my bow, so I got to fix that. Then it is one step almost all done. One thing I am going to do, this pipe cleaner under here, because when the wind blows, these things are going to move a little bit. So I'm going to take that and put it under. I'm going to just slide it underneath there. Okay. Super duper duper cute. Adorable. There you have it. And then this one is just a little bit too long. I'll cut that one a little bit. And then last but certainly not least, let's get this bow. So I always try to make sure that my ribbons in the bow are not the same as the ribbon tails, because I want the bow to really stick out. If it's the same as the tails, then it doesn't stick out. I mean, it's a bow, so it'll stick out a little bit, but it won't stick out as much. So then the last thing I do is go around and make sure all of our ribbon tails are separated. They're all pointing out towards the edge. I have to make a delivery to the boutique in the morning, so this will go over there. It'll also be listed on our Etsy. Just moving these all around, putting them where they need to go. so that everything has their own little special time to shine. So that when they go on the camera or behind the camera to take their picture, it is perfect. There you go. All set. It is adorable. Look at that. I know it's backwards for you, but it's not backwards in person. So cute. So cute. Nice and flat for the pancake. Really sweet. All the simple steps. Again, this is a kit available inside our shop. If you go over to learnfrommelissa.com, it's right at the top. If you're watching overhead during the replay, if you look in the description of the video, there'll be a whole bunch of different things provided for you that you can check out also. So that is our Easter wreath kit. Can you purchase from the boutique? They do not, they don't ship, but if you go into the boutique here in Michigan, you can purchase from there. Also, don't forget the ebook that's coming out hopefully before Friday. It is a Wreath Maker's Complete Guide. So you're getting started, what you need, the must-have tools and explanations, what I use them for, a list of my personal favorite suppliers and retailers, what I think is available there, where I go for certain things. Again, these are my opinions and the way I do business. Understanding some wreath making terminology, like a pusher, check mesh, fabric mesh, that sort of thing. Budgeting, start smart, grow big. So we'll talk about what your budget to start up could look like, you know, just to get yourself started. Also, marketing and selling your wreaths. We're going to briefly touch on pricing, how you get that. The social media platforms, what they can be used for, how they can help you, what you want to do with them, and a timeline for your selling. So in-person selling versus boutique selling, craft show selling, Etsy selling, those all look different. So it'll include that. And then growing and scaling your business, I'm going to touch on that. So a super detailed, not like this is where you go to set up your business. Not that, okay? That's not me. You won't get that from me. You won't get that from me. But the basics and some of the things I do, how I do business, where I shop, what I do, it'll be hopefully completed before Friday. Once Friday starts, then it is spring break with the kids. So I hope you're enjoying that. I'm going to say goodbye to our up above head people. Thanks for watching.